everybody. Welcome to Regina's Corner. My name is Regina Marks, and we have a special guest. And as you know, if you've watched Regina's Corner, I always say that because everyone that comes on here is always spectacular, it's always full of information and inspiration. And that's what Regina's Corner is all about. I'm very excited, and I always say that too, because we're going to be talking about foster care. And I can't wait to get involved. So I'm going to have my special guest. Welcome to Regina's Corner.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here. Would you please introduce yourself to our YouTube audience and also talk about your topic and get right into it?
My name is Shaunteena Miller. I am a foster mom. My topic is share your heart and get involved.
Awesome. Before we do get started, I want to explain to everybody I had an eye injury, so I'm wearing sunglasses. I'm not trying to be like cool in the house or something, but I have to wear them. So if you're going to wear them, why not have some cute ones on, right?
That's right.
Tina, please tell us about foster care and what, first of all, what made you want to be a foster mother?
So, I had a personal story where I had three cousin siblings
Okay.
that were placed into foster care at a
Okay.
young age.
Okay.
And I watched what they went through. By them being siblings, they were split up at times. And then we eventually found a foster home that could take all three of them in together.
Okay.
So I went through all the court hearings and I was there from the start. And I watched how they went through it and how it just, they were traumatized,
Okay.
being taken from your home in the middle of the night and being placed with someone that you don't know anything about. It hit home. So after seeing that happen to them, my family got on board. I have a grandmother who fostered for a few years and two of my aunts that have done it. And I saw the love that they gave to kids that didn't even share the same blood. They welcomed them into their home and they loved on them as though they were their own. And I was like, I think that's what I need to do. So I reached out and got started.
How did you go? I mean, actually, how did you get started in case someone's out there going, I've been thinking about it, and now they're listening to Regina's Corner. How, what's the process and
Well,
how did that
first, I
go?
did a little research on foster care. I learned a lot from my family members that was already in it. But to just start off by yourself, I looked up the local foster care agencies in my area and reached out to them. I wanted to know more about it. So if you are interested in becoming a foster parent and you just need more information, we have informational sessions that you can contact the local foster care agencies, and they will tell you anything you want to know. That's your chance to ask as many questions as you want.
Okay.
And hopefully, by the end of that information session, then you will know if you want to move forward or if it's just not for you. And if it's not for you, that's okay because you can also do other things in your community to help the foster care agencies by
Okay.
um, donating clothes and toys. We're always in need for things like that. Or just making duffel bags, decorating them for kids in need. That way they don't have to use trash bags to carry their things in.
Wow. What is the difference between foster care and like when you get ready to adopt? Because they're, even if you're foster caring, they're in your home. So
Yes.
explain that. I know it's self-explanatory, but someone may not know.
Yes. So foster care is their main goal is to reunify that child with their biological family. So they could be in care for 3 months or they can be in care for over a year. But
Okay.
it's for them to give their parents time enough to get some things in order so that they can go back home with their loved ones. Adoption is when their rights, the parent rights, have been completely terminated, and then the child can go up for adoption at that point.
Okay. If the children are in foster care, what can change to have that child move. In other words, things move from foster care to adoption. Because I've heard of stories where parents or a parent, foster parent, decides, I want to adopt. What does that look like?
If a parent wants to adopt, if a foster parent wants to adopt from foster care, it depends on the child situation, really. Like I said, any child that enters into care, their number one thing is to reunify that child with their biological family. If the family, they've given the family enough time to get things in order and they haven't done it, then that's when they move to the courts after that to terminate rights. Um, there is cases where um, you can foster for years and the child never gets put up for adoption because the parent is still doing just enough to keep the rights.
Okay, I got
Yeah.
you. Okay. What are some of the challenges with foster care?
It is a challenge. It is definitely a challenge. It's never easy when you're dealing with kids that are in foster care. They're coming with their own traumas. Some
Okay.
have been neglected, some have been abused. They have behavior problems. They may have other medical concerns that interfere with them processing what's going on. And
Okay.
so a lot of the times, a lot of the kids that are in foster care, they have some kind of counseling sessions, therapy to kind of help them cope with that.
Oh, that's good. That is really good. What specialties does a person need to have to be a foster parent?
Just to have an open heart, compassion, empathy. And I can't say this enough, you have to have patience because these kids have been through a lot. So they need to know that you're willing to be patient with them till they can get to where they need to be.
Wow.
Um, Dependable. I mean, it as long as you can give them the love and support that they need and let them know that they're okay and that they're safe in your home, that's all we need. And we need more foster parents because
Okay.
without the foster parents, these kids are being placed with relatives, non-relative caregivers, and if we don't get enough foster parents, they're being placed in group homes and institutions.
Oh, wow. Wow. Wait. Wow. Okay. What, when a foster parent is fostering, children, and where do they go when they need a break? I mean, what do they, in case
So
things are really challenging?
we definitely need that. It does get overwhelming at times.
Okay.
So we have respite, and respite is temporary relief for foster parents. So say we just need a weekend getaway. We can send the child to a respite provider and we can just go and relax and gather ourselves. And then when we're ready, they come back to our homes.
Okay. So respite care are
Yes,
trained people who are trained
yes.
to foster too. Is that
They
correct?
are foster parents, but
Oh,
they just deal with respite. Yes,
like a relief for other
yes,
people. Okay.
yes.
What are the classes like to become a foster parent? What are their criterias?
So you have to be over 21. You have to do 20 hours of training, and they will help you through that process. You do background checks, medical exams, and you will be given a case manager that will do about 3 home studies with you. And basically, they come in, they check out your home, make sure it's safe for any child, and they want to know what kind of child will fit into your household. So, say there's a child in foster care that is in a wheelchair. You may have a ramp at your home. That may be a perfect fit for you. So
Yes.
they will come in and see. With my household, I do siblings. I try to keep siblings together so that they're not split up because we're in a high demand for homes that can accommodate for siblings or for teens and older um,
Like young
women.
adults?
Yeah, that will need homes.
Okay. How many children can you have in a home at one time fostering?
It depends on how much space you have. Each
Okay.
child have to have, I think, 50 square feet per child.
Okay.
So most standard rooms can hold two kids.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
so they'll go off of that.
Okay. And I know we just discussed before we started, before we came, live here on YouTube. Actually, it's pre-recorded, and you were saying it's foster parent awareness. I'm probably
Yes.
getting that all
So
mixed up
May
this
is
month. That's so
yes,
awesome and
May.
so
May is
timely.
foster care awareness. Yes.
Oh, awesome. That is so awesome. Another question that I had for you, when you get ready to foster, do you have a choice? Like who comes into your home?
You do.
Okay.
So you can tell them what age group you want.
Okay.
You can tell them if you want boys, girls, or both.
Okay.
If you once you get licensed, if say they call you on the phone and say, okay, we have a kid, and you find out that that child does not fit your home, you can say no. You do not have to accept every placement that comes your way because you
Okay.
want to make sure that it is a perfect fit for your home.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's pretty wise. Well, first of all, I should have said that in the beginning, but I said it in private with you, but I want to say it publicly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for what you do. It does take a special person or persons who are willing to give their heart. I saw a quote, and the quote says, I don't remember it by heart, but it talks about there's a lot of children, but not enough families. So we have this outpouring of children that need to be loved. And Tina, along with myself, we're not saying that you should do this. Tina, I asked Tina so that people can be aware of this just in case somebody's thinking. And sometimes people need information. They may not ask, they may not call, they may not know where to begin. Just knowing they got this feeling somewhere in their heart, like we should do this, or maybe they were adopted and they want to give back. So, this is why we're doing this segment on foster care, just in case somebody's listening or somebody's. A lot of people are listening to say, hey, I'm thinking about doing it. Or maybe you've heard a friend or a relative talking about it. And
Mhm.
now you know that no, wherever you're listening from, whatever state, whatever city, all you have to do is be able to call your local agency and ask questions. Um, how long have you been a foster parent?
December of last year.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes.
What has it done for you personally?
It made me to accept and appreciate what I have. And even when it comes to my son, because we are learning a lot when these kids are coming into our home. We're learning to, accept life and appreciate what we have because it could be gone
Yes,
or it could be taken away from us. So, I mean, I love it. And every child that has came into my home has been a different story, and I'm learning every day from it. And I
that's
hope to help more and more kids.
that's awesome. We discussed something that was very interesting about words that you use and words you don't use. Like some kids you may can't say, I love you or
That's
embrace.
right.
Let me tell the audience more about that.
So, I have a friend that was in foster care growing up, and she let me know that you can't use the simple I love you because her abuser used that word to her all the time. And when she heard it from her foster parents, it kind of just made her go back into her shell. So they used different words when it came to her, like, you're special. I'm glad that you're here. And we're going to be here with you no matter what, to let her know that they will always be there.
That is
So
awesome.
it's just simple words like that.
What words have you learned to use and not use in your setting with your foster children?
The one was the I love you. I have noticed that they kind of push away from it. I do a lot of praising, like, you did a great job with that,
Yeah.
or you're such a good, you do such a good job when you're riding your bike. I praise them a lot. I
Oh,
let them
that's
know that
awesome.
I see them.
That is so awesome. Wow. Um, when I think about, and I've seen you with the children, um, I've seen you get out of the SUV, everybody's getting out. And also I noticed that there's culture. You have culture.
Yes.
And I think that's so beautiful. I'm seeing the power of touch and the power of love, just watching you. And people need to be loved.
They do.
And the love can do so much just by, it's people have to not only hear it, and that's why, like you said, you can't, it's not good to say that with everyone,
Mhm.
but to use words and to show, still
Yeah.
saying, I love you, but through your actions and through your deeds to help secure people, secure the children or the teenagers or the young adults, and to help give them a healthy atmosphere. So
Mhm.
just watching you, and I know someone else that was a foster mother and then ended up adopting, it just makes such a difference in one's life. And I watched some videos and I saw when they made it official that, and whether that person was African American and the parents were Caucasian, official that you're my child. The tears
Mhm.
came and the kid was so like, I belong.
Yeah.
Help talk a little bit about that, them wanting to belong.
Um, it's all about, like you said, belonging. Um, the the little girls that I have, they come, they go to my nieces, and they just want to be involved everything that we do. Um, one example was my niece. She always does her hair, and she has this curly hair, and she puts some moisturizer and everything in it. And when you say culture, they don't have that. She has the blonde hair, so she wants to put everything in her hair that my niece do, and I have to tell her, "That's not, you can't do that in your hair." But she wants to. She's like, "Well, she's doing it. I want to do it too. I want to be just like her."
Oh,
So they see it, and they look up to the other kids and they love it.
yeah,
And when I see how happy they get, just the simple things, it makes their day. It
yeah.
does.
Nice.
It's the simple thing. Or me just putting a ponytail in her hair and braiding it. She loves to go to school like that. It's the
Mhm.
simple things.
Simple things in life. What can you say before we end this session to someone that's thinking about foster care?
Do it. If you're thinking about it that long, that means you should do it. Do it because we need you. Like, you will not be alone. There is so many support groups out there that will help you along the way when you're feeling overwhelmed and frustrated because something is just not going right. We have support groups out there. You can meet other foster parents and get to know them and swap ideas and take advice from each other. Like, you're not alone. Like, we need you. Like,
That's
come
awesome.
on.
Wow, Tina, thank you so much. I don't know. Just thank you. Thank you for what you do. Like I saw you with those children and it was amazing. Actually, I didn't know that you were a foster mom. The
Okay.
way that you interact with them, and I'm not just saying this because we're on the YouTube channel. I didn't know. You had to tell me. I saw culture, but sometimes people get married, and I didn't know if what that was, and I didn't know if you know what I mean. I just didn't know. I didn't know
I
if
treat them no different.
you do. You do.
No
Even
different.
though I
I treat
saw it,
them
I'm thinking, oh, they're
all
all
the same.
family. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And I didn't know if those were stepchildren, you know what I mean? Or because I didn't see a difference. I just saw you loving on them and I saw your patience. I'm sure you have those days when you're like, but I've never seen it. So I mean, it was just so beautiful. And I'm sitting on the porch minding my own business. It's not, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh wow. So I just assumed. Um, but they are your kids,
Yeah.
and you have definitely showed that. And so we want to just, we wanted to provide information. So you've heard it from Tina. If you're thinking about it,
Yes.
pick up the phone and call.
Yes.
There's groups, there's so much that information that you can receive before you move forward to make sure it's going to work for you. And you can ask tons
Mhm.
of questions, and those questions will be answered. So, again, I know that there's people living in different states will hear this. So, go to your local foster care. Does it have a
Agency.
certain,
Yes.
okay, foster care agency, and
Yeah.
pick up the phone. And if you know that your heart is just bursting and has lots of love to give, then we just want to say, find out. Just find out. It doesn't cost anything to
Yes.
pick up the phone
Nothing.
and
It's
find out.
free.
Yeah, awesome. Again, happy Foster Care Awareness Month. Thank you
Yes.
again for what you do, and thank you for being on Regina's Corner.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're most welcome. Everybody, please remember to subscribe, hit the bell, and hit like. So every time Regina's Corner is posting something, you will know. We'll see you next time on Regina's Corner.